And to give you a timing of events, the HVT thing happened first, and then maybe a day or two later, the thing happened with Princess Elena, with that book from the Oracle.
There's so much shit going on lately. And then
it looks like it was 5 days later, yeah.
The Kiflom stuff, what happened there?
So as far as I could tell with that Kiflom shooting, it was just a scene that had not been cleaned up by the police, and I don't believe it had anything to do with Kiflom. I did call them and ask them for some sort of statement. Basically, they told me they have no idea what the fuck happened, and they pretty much have no statement. That all they did was see some evidence and call 911 to try and get it cleaned up, and they have no idea what happened.
Okay. Well, but did the police say anything or not?
No. I did find Doc Masters casings on scene, and I was gonna ask him, if he has any idea what the fuck happened there.
It's a good shout. I mean, the more we know, the better.
Yeah. I'm assuming right now that that's probably unrelated to whatever's going on here.
Okay. Yeah, there was another shooting on the 9th of April, though. That I don't know why there would be. Unless someone was like holding out on top of the roof, I guess. Just be the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, a lot of the showcases and stuff I found were on the rooftop, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. Is that it does seem like a easy place to defend if you can get on that roof.
Yeah, we can have a check the dock. Have you checked? Yeah, they're all PD casings up there.
Yeah, there's some blood, PD casings.
Unless it's just like there was a shooting and the police went up there. I don't know. Is Doc around here? No, he's not. Right. Okay. All right. I'm gonna start trying to tie this shit together. But the fact that Princess had a book from the, I might see if I can contact her.
Yeah, I didn't want to step on any toes, so I was gonna wait till I talk to you so you could have a conversation with her. But I was very interested in what that was.
All right. See if she picks up. I doubt it. Nah, she's not picking up. Okay, I appreciate the update, Gunner. I'm sorry. I need to get my master doc is way out of date for this faces stuff, and yeah, I'll let you know. There's some weird. What are you working on really at the minute?
Me, I've been keeping a pulse on any of this faceless shit when it happens, and then I've been focused mostly on this DLC financial misconduct shit with Gary. It's almost wrapped up though.
So what was it? Fill me in.
Oh, so
get some stuff.
Pretty much, Gary, he did not document what he was doing with the money for DOC, and he now owes $1.1 million. He paid back $500,000 of it about 2 days ago. So,
my God.
Yeah, he understands he owes money. Yeah, he was taking money out, and then I guess. So what he was doing was above board at the end of the day, is what I've discovered. But he has too much money from the state left in his account after the wardenship was taken from him that needs to be paid back. It's kind of where I've landed.
In other words, whether or not it's purposeful, but he has embezzled money.
Yes, although I do not believe that he had the intention to embezzle that money. Like, he got this money, but he didn't go buy a bunch of houses and cars or nothing. It's
sure,
in his account.
It's just in his account. Okay.
He was using it because you can't buy stuff from UTool for that warehouse. Yeah. You can't buy it from just directly from the account, so he has to give himself some money.
Well, you need to buy that much?
I mean, yeah, that's kind of where I'm like, Gary, what the fuck, you know?
Because the stuff at UTool isn't that expensive.
Yeah, what I've kind of learned is Gary isn't the smartest person in the world, especially with all these contracts he made. some of these contracts he made put the DOC deep in the hole. I mean, they are manufacturing
yeah.
lockpicks for Project R at cost. Like they are paying Project R to give them lockpicks.
You get access to that stuff yet?
To which stuff?
Because you said you were gonna see if you can get the contract, right?
Oh yeah, I got all that. Oh yeah, there's a I made a report, DOC warehouse report.
Okay, I'll have a look.
That kind of lays out exactly what the fuck the DOC warehouse is doing because I had no idea before. It's 22377.
It might tie in with the shit I'm looking into, where I'm basically the Oracle 377. No, into what?
Report number 22377.
So the Oracle informed us about this. Well, we knew about Operation Dread Torrent, which is the faceless flooding the city with weapons. But the Oracle managed to give us a little bit more information. They discovered that they suspect it to be 7 different... Well, they gave us 7 different numbers that they'd kind of fished out from this whole thing.
Yeah,
in the faces. Now, we believe the 7 different numbers are identifiers for 7 different suppliers in the city, and that's looking a lot more likely, given I subpoenaed the faceless, got a bunch of contact, you know, between people, one of which was Wyatt Jones, who owns the lumber company. And I interrogated him and I was like, what's going on, man? Why are you having so much contact with this terrorist group? And he said, yeah, I'm buying wood from them. And I'm like, okay, all right. That's a pretty interesting lie you've made. So I subpoenaed his phone and bank records for that time frame. And I've just started the report about it this morning. But essentially, on the 18th of February, the faceless calls him up. And on that same day, he sells 10 club rigs. So there's an invoice and everything to Brandon Valentino. And they're about $17,500 a pop. Through the lumber company, you know, and everything like that. Then the next day, so this is, you know, the day after he gets a call from the faces, he contacts members of Cyprus saying, hey, I've got some new furniture you guys might be interested in. And eventually, you know, gets in contact with Lang, and Lang purchases 10 club rigs at 20 grand a pop. So that's 200 grand on fucking club rigs. I don't know whether you know what a club rig is, but it's fucking, they're huge. They're like, you know, the stuff that you go down Glastonbury, or you go to Burning Man or Coachella.
Yeah, I get
That's
you.
the shit they fucking
yeah.
put on stage, right? So unless these people are building nightclubs, which is very unlikely, and he also sells some stuff to Sophia Torres of them too. And anyway, I can't remember where I was going, but Wyatt Jones is involved in this DLC stuff. But interestingly, he owned the lumber company. Used to be owned the property down on Elgin Ave opposite the VU. It's like one of those two. One of them's owned by the Furniture Hub. One of them's owned by the lumber company. But as of this month, that is now owned by Nino Chavez, the mayor. And I don't, by the looks of it, it was kind of...
Was it repossessed?
No, it looks like it was... There was no... I don't believe it would have been repossessed. If it was, it's surprising. But it could have been done through the squatters and whatever act that the Ellis County's got. Yeah. Where they can, like, purchase shit. But, like, why would Wyatt sell his business property? Is kind of where I'm at.
That doesn't make any sense, yeah.
Especially, like, is he just hoping that the DLCs, like, handle it all now?
They are, apparently that is the case, that the DOC is handling the lumber company. I do see Wyatt Jones as the contract. He's on the panel. I have a list of people on the panel. Wyatt Jones is on the panel there at the warehouse. So, yes, they are manufacturing stuff through the Lifers. It's called Lifers R Us over at the warehouse. So, yeah, that could explain why he's trying to get rid of that property. He might not see any use for it anymore.
Possibly, yeah. But what... So, this is my thought process now is... I do strongly believe that Wyatt is producing some form of weaponry through the Faceless, or I guess the other way around. The Faceless are producing weaponry through Wyatt, and Wyatt's distributing those. And using the lumber company as, you know, a shell company that you can clean the money through. and that's where all the payments go through. But that makes me question then, where is he, where's he producing them? Like, if he's producing, whether it's attachments or firearms, you got to have a pretty good operation to produce that kind of stuff. So where's that happening? Is it still, like, is he still using the lumber company business under Nino and using that place to do it? Because there was, like, indications that people, like Sophia and stuff, were meeting him at the lumber company. So
he has 2 properties. I don't know if he could manufacture out of those.
I don't know either. Like, I mean, it's certainly a possibility. He owns one up on Fudge Lane, and he's got one down in the Bay Area. Like, he lives, like, right behind me. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, he could be doing it out of his house, but it's pretty risky, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't know. I'm going off the assumptions that he is doing it, and I got some pretty good information because he got a call from the Faces on the 18th, and then immediately was like, I've got new furniture to sell. That gives me an idea that the Faces contacted him on the 18th and was like, do this for me. Here's the means to do it, right?
Yeah.
And then has been doing it since then. So I looked at the Faces subpoena around that same time, and they contacted 8 people in total, and then the Oracle's telling us there's 7 suppliers. So that could give us a pretty good indication of who the others might be. And they're like people like Speedy, Flippy from Hydra. Who else was in there? There was a government employee in there, which is Scotty Bard, who I've still got to talk to. He also contacted, I can't remember the other names.
So he contacted exactly 8 individuals.
Yeah, around that. So on the 16th, 17th, and 18th, he contacted 8 individuals. Yeah. Pretty sure.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Obviously, one of them was Wyatt. But yeah, so that's what we're digging into I'm digging into right now. So have you looked at this warehouse? You've been in there?
Yes, I've been into the warehouse. Yes, I've looked at it. I've been intimately involved in that warehouse due to Gary Kevin for the past, month and a half here. I'm pretty much done with it. Like I said, Gary has paid back a little, just under half of the amount he owes. So.
Okay. Is the contract in this report?
Yes, it should be in there. It should be in my DOC financial misconduct one, not the DO. Actually, which one is it in?
Can you reference that in the DOC warehouse so it's easy to find?
Yeah. Well, I want this DOC warehouse one to be more for like everybody. That's why I was actually I should make this a normal report.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that right now. I want this for anybody to reference in case they come across
I've got your financial
the same
stuff.
shit that I did. Yeah, the same shit that I did. Because there was no answers anywhere, and I kind of had to dig all this shit up myself. And it was a machination of different justices making different decisions about different contracts that the lifers are going to be working on, and then not writing it down. And then Gary was in charge, and he kind of took the brunt of all that as well, which is another reason I gave Gary the benefit of the doubt.
I see the Project R contract, but
that's it. There is no lumber company contract.
What?
There is no there is no contract. I think I put that in there. Yeah, it is. I did. Right above trustee program, lumber company contract, and the DOC warehouse. 22377. In lumber co contract, the DOC has an uncontracted deal with the lumber company to provide furniture. And Wyatt Jones is their representative on the panel there.
That's even wilder to me that Wyatt wouldn't cover his ass with a contract.
I mean, they also did just pay out DOC to the tune of something like $300,000. So
that's it.
I'm not sure over what period of time that's for, or for what amount of work. And I do know that whatever the DOC has going with the lumber company is fucking light years better than this Project R contract that is heavily tilted in the other party's favor. So,
I mean, again, it's even more. That's making me question, like, right, Wyatt, outsources his furniture production to the lifers, right? Oh, great.
Yeah.
But that's without a contract, so at any time the DLC could just pull out and say, fuck it, no more.
Yes.
And then Wyatt doesn't have a warehouse. He doesn't have a business property anymore to fall back on.
That's true, but also the DOC, I'm sure, have made it apparent to him that they want to do this. They give the lifers something to do.
Sure.
Makes everyone happy, you know. It's a mutually beneficial thing that happens. So I think the lumber company is they're trusting that that's not going to happen.
Yeah, there's a lot of trust there, though, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to, I'm sure Yui would put you on the panel for this warehouse. She would have no problem. I'm on the panel.
Maybe. I don't really want to give too much away. Because right now, Wyatt doesn't know I've subpoenaed him, so I need to... I'm working on a subpoena for the lumber company themselves for, like, financials. But then also, I'm looking for their invoice records as well. Because if someone sends money to them, they ain't going to have an invoice. So I need to get their invoices, which is going to be a bit of a weird subpoena. Because I'm going to have to walk up to Wyatt with a piece of paper saying, you are now ordered to give me all your fucking invoices from this time period.
He's going to say, what invoices? I'm bad at doing my job.
Right, but it's all like, he's admitted in, what's it called? On record that it's all in, you know, it's all in the fucking cloud.
Oh,
I've seen the invoices sent to people. That's how I knew that Lang and Brandon bought these club rigs. He sends invoices.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So
that does make sense. Yeah,
it's like, okay, I need everything from this time period, so then we can match up and start to get an idea. Because like, I'm thinking club rigs aren't actually club rigs, so I want to see who else is buying club rigs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, but I'm gonna get on there in a bit. I'm gonna go.
Me and Peter's got onto something.
Oh yeah,
because that the Oracle was talking about the ports, and we have seen some action down there. We decided to go set up some news cameras.
Oh, is this you?
Yeah, it's yeah. I should document there.
Oh yeah, this is I saw Peter's had one for the helicopter thing, and spotted 2 helicopters on the fucking Fort Sankudo.
Yeah. We got.
I
one
really need to go down and work some news, man.
Yeah, we need 2 more cameras. That would
Hold
be great.
on, I've got a bloody call from an unknown number.
Oh, that's always great.
Hello? Hello?
I was hoping to talk to you.
Who is this shit?
It's Rue.
Rue? What? What's going on?
I just want to ask you a few things. That's about it.
Okay, just give me a minute to get some privacy. This is all good. Yeah, ask. What's going on?
I prefer to have this conversation off the phone, ideally.
Off the phone. Okay, sure. Where do you want to meet?
It's up to you. You can choose wherever.
Okay, I'll,
Just as long as it's out of the way.
well, you know where the court, not the court center, you know that, the government building up, off Palomino Freeway, yeah, and there's a little beach down there.
Palomino. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the little squiggly beach down there, yeah, I'll meet you down there.
Yeah, I'll head there. I'll be there soon.
Alright, catch up. I'll see ya. It was Rue from the ADMC. She's his old family. So I'm gonna go meet her, but just do a welfare check on me via text message and like, you know, every 10 minutes or so, and I'll try and poke my call so that you can see me on the dash cam if there is one. If there isn't one, I'll get one.
10-4 will do.
Where's the bloody dash cams? Oh, there they are. I'll see you in a bit.
Stay safe.
What the hell is this about? Oh, we better get fucking shanked. We haven't had any contact with ADMC in a hot fucking minute. Oh no. Hold on, we gotta check. Has Rhodes? If Rhodes piss him off?
Hello.
Hey honey, you okay?
I'm good.
What you eating?
A bagel.
An everything bagel?
No, it's a cinnamon raisin bagel.
Why would you ruin such a tasty treat? You know, that's not what I called you. You haven't had any, like, contact with ADMC at all lately? Like, pissed them off or nothing?
Why?
Honey, tell me, please, before I go where I'm going.
Okay, the other day, Fuck, okay. No, I don't think so. Question mark, I don't know. And the reason I don't know is because the other day, I reached out to, Princess regarding... Is that you?
Yeah, it's me. I'll pull over. You getting out?
Okay, so a day or two before the mayor picking the sheriff, I texted Princess and I said,
What's this got to do with English?
said, hey, it's Rhodes, because I tried calling her and the line was busy. But I imagine you're busy given everything going on, but call me when you have the chance. Reason being, about a week or two prior, she said she had something that belonged to you and I.
What?
That being my Valentine's Day card for you that was found in the middle of the freeway, apparently.
It was? Wait, where is it?
I guess.
No, I've got it. I've got it right here.
Oh, then what? How? What?
It must have been a copy.
Oh my God, I know what it is then. I had an extra.
And you lit it.
I used to show it to... No, I used to show it to people, and whoever I gave it to probably didn't give it back.
Oh.
Anyways, so she called me, and then she said, hey, I have a sheriff interview that's happening for Brian Knight.
Ugh.
And I'm looking to have a panel. Is that something you'd be willing to entertain? And I said, sure. I don't have much an issue. Then we got caught up in conversation, and then she said, Flop's gonna be there. And I thought, I've already agreed, but I'd rather not. And then she said, or she spoke with Flop. He pretty much said, I might not be there, but didn't give a solid answer. I then went. He wasn't there. The Brian Knight stuff happened. But before Brian Knight arrived, I'm not kidding when I say it did not dawn on me until Princess said, I spoke with Flop and tell Matt something about being a representative for my brother, like that being the quote he said. And I was so confused at first. And then I was like, Princess, I'll give you a TLDR. And I started with, Flop was adopted, Cody was adopted. And then the moment I said that, it was like it dawned on me exactly as to why Flop would say what he said, given Brian's involvement with Cody. I was like, okay, regardless, I'm not going to let that cloud my judgment. I don't think Brian is fitting for the job, but at the same time, Princess said he's not actually being considered. Like the actual interviews had occurred days prior or whatever. So, after that occurred, got caught up in further conversation regarding questions about the PD and whatnot, and what I think about Peters and stuff like that, and concerns that have been brought up as of recent. And then McNulty arrived, and this was about 30 minutes before the shift 3 meeting, so time was limited. McNulty was getting a bit impatient, so I left. I walk out. I'm about to get in my car. And Flop was waiting at the front door to the castle. He wasn't aggressive. He just had a normal conversation. The general context of it was, obviously he doesn't like Brian, given what occurred with Cody. He didn't want it to be awkward with both of us being present for that. He obviously said, we definitely have a difference of opinion on things. So the reason I wanted to have this conversation with you, but the reason I bring this up is because he said, he wants me to know that everything he's done was his decision. To which I said, I think you think it was your decision, but like, let's not forget the conversation we had on the roof. Like I didn't necessarily say this out loud, but the implication was like, based on that conversation, we knew the way this was going way ahead of time.
Yeah.
Regardless, though, the other thing I did was apologize because I hadn't spoken to him even when you were gone. Reason being, the last time I didn't speak with him, I'm not kidding. He's still in my phone as Sunny, Sunni, because this was during the time when he had gotten a new phone and he didn't want people to know his number. Or to people, he didn't want people to even have his name under Flop. So when I got a text message from Sunny, it was coincidentally also when Sunny Moonstone, whatever, started showing up again. And so I thought it was him. And I know Sunny also had my number because I was looking for something and he pretended to have it. I think it was something car part related. Anyways, when I saw the name originally, the text had been sent like days, if not a week or two prior. Then when it dawned on me that it was actually Flop, it was sort of too late to respond to.
Yeah, I remember that. But it wasn't a bad thing. You guys were okay. There wasn't any hostility there.
Correct.
Okay, the reason I asked
but I don't know if me saying I think you think it was your decision. I don't know if that there wasn't any bad blood there in the conversation. Like he didn't sound upset. He just reiterated it was his decision, and
okay.
If that's how he feels, it is what it is. But there was nothing specific or targeted. We didn't talk about anybody else outside of Ziggy. And that was very brief, obviously his connection. He did say, this is probably important. He did say things are pretty stressful at the moment. I assume that to be sort of club related stuff.
Okay. The reason I called is because I just got an unknown number call, but it was Rue. And she wants to meet up, but she didn't sound great. So I didn't know whether that was like, I don't know whether this is a trap, but you haven't had any hostility. I haven't had any hostility with them for a long time. So, I mean, do you want to come?
Don't know if I should. Because Rue...
You had some pretty strong words for Rue, I remember.
Yeah.
She's not... Oh, she's fucking wanted.
The thing is, don't forget, wasn't Rue one of the individuals involved in Judas being stabbed at the wind farm that one time? And when Judas went off duty, he said something like he was going to meet a friend. Give me 1 second. Alice, call me. Hey, Alice. Alice? Hey. I'm good. I'm just speaking with Richard at the moment.
Listen, I'm gonna go meet her, and then I'm gonna call her in once. I'm gonna let her know that I'm gonna call her in too.
All right.
Okay, we're not calling it in right now. Classic. RP detected, man. All right, back in 2 seconds. I'm back. I don't know what we're walking into. Walking away from an admin, yeah, it was Rhodes. He did it. Yeah, Matt telling stories is I feel bad because I want to let him speak, but at the same time, if I let him speak, we're gonna be there for 10 minutes. All right, let's get going. Thank God. Right, I'm going.
All right. Where are you meeting her?
You know the government building up on the stancher.
I don't like that.
Down on the beach. I chose it, so it's on me.
Is she expected to be there alone?
I don't know. I didn't ask her. I got Gunner checking in with me every 10 minutes. Not William, the good one. I want this chair. They won't let me grab this chair. I've got no room. Okay, it's just my blood there. Is it just you here?
Yeah, it's just me.
You good? What's going on?
I want to know about Norman.
You want to know about Norman?
Yeah.
Okay, well, before I ask why, we probably shouldn't be speaking to these people. Come over here. Why the hell do you want to know about Norman? I haven't spoken to you in months, and now you want to talk about Norman Bounce?
I'm pretty sure you're the only one I can ask that I won't go spiraling about it.
I mean, I might have some answers for you, bro, but I'm not giving them unless I know why you're asking.
Curiosity.
If we're gonna do this, then you gotta tell me the truth. And listen, before we start this conversation, you have a warrant.
I'm aware.
So that means at some point I'm gonna have to call this in. But that can be as you're leaving. But I'm just making you aware.
That's fair enough.
So you want to know about Norman, but why?
What should I expect if I was to talk to him?
What should you expect? Oh, I gotta ask. Why are you asking me this and not your dad or somebody else?
I thought you'd know more.
I don't think
Or
that's
you
the
will need to know
reason.
more.
I can tell, bro. You don't have to be a detective to know something's going on with you. You don't look good. You don't sound good. And now you're asking about Norman Bones?
Yeah, I'm just a bit stressed, that's all. I don't know.
Stressed about what?
Found out when you get stressed, your hair falls out.
My hair fell out a long time ago, so it don't really count for me. But most people don't get stressed and start asking about Norman Bones.
A good friend of mine, they're not in the club, has been going on about making a deal with Norman. Or thinking about it.
And so what, your plan is to get ahead of him? And talk to him first?
No. I just want to know what to expect, I guess.
Whenever somebody makes a deal with Norman, something always goes very bad. And that normally ends up in somebody dying. That's a fact. There is no good that comes of making a deal with him.
What should I try and warn them about? If anything.
You tell them not to make a fucking deal in the first place, sir. That's what you do. Tell them it's a stupid idea. And they come up with something else. And if they've lost someone, then you tell them that that's a permanent loss and they gotta deal with it. Because if they go down the Norman road, it's gonna make that loss even worse.
What if they don't really see any other way?
There's always another way. I don't think you understand what. Maybe you do. Because your club's pretty tied in with him, huh?
That was before my time when I joined the BBMC. I didn't ask. I never did.
Surely they've
Never really
mentioned him
thought that
before.
Stuff is being mentioned, but I've never really taken into consideration that it could be fucking, you know, not a whole lot of fucking bullshit.
Well, it's not. I'll be honest, Ru. I don't think you're here about somebody else. I think you're here asking these questions personally. I'm gonna tell you now. I'm gonna tell you the exact same thing that your dads would tell you too. Don't go to the fucking lighthouse and don't make a fucking deal. It doesn't work. What's going on? There's something that's pushed you to talk to me about this, so what is it? Are Flop and Ziggy okay?
Yeah, they're good. They're okay.
So then what is it? What could possibly push you to this?
I don't know, just a stupid thought, I guess. Curiosity, I guess.
This isn't curiosity, because if it was curiosity, you'd go to one of your dads about it. Or somebody else in the club who would know about it. This is more than curiosity, because you don't want them knowing you're asking. Because you're really thinking about it. Because if I went and spoke to Ziggy or Flop right now and told them what you're asking, you think they'd be happy about it?
Probably not.
No, I didn't think so.
Always tight-lipped when I ask, so.
Because they know too that nothing comes of it, nothing good. That what else do you want to know?
No, I'm not going to do anything stupid. I don't know. Maybe it's just fucking lack of sleep. They just. I mean, it's nice to have nightmares. They keep me up, so you know. Maybe that's just kind of catching up to me. It's making me more stressed when I shouldn't be.
You stressed about in the first place? Club business? Yeah.
No, it's outside the club.
So then why not turn to someone? Listen, I'm happy you called it, but why not turn to somebody else? You know, something you're closer with to deal with this shit. If it's outside the club.
I don't know. People might think I'm stupid.
Yes. Listen, bro. I told you before. Anything you should care about is what you think of you, not what everybody else thinks of you. I can tell you got some shit going on. And my advice is you speak to your dads about it. And don't go to the fucking lighthouse. It's not a good idea.
I'll talk to them. It's just.
I'll tell you this, in the past, I'll say 3 months alone, there's been, the ones we know about, there's people making deals and shit, there's been 4 or 5 people that have died up there because of stupid fucking deals. And family gets involved and it just goes downhill from there.
Yeah, you got a point.
Are you in trouble? Are you in danger?
I'm not, no.
But the person you're talking about is. Well, somebody must be if you're talking about going to the bloody lighthouse. Listen, I get it, bro. I'm me. I'm a badge. So, I don't expect you to tell me everything. But I'll show you this. If something changes and you're in trouble and you don't feel like you can go to the club, just give me a call.
Hello there.
Okay? Just promise me you're not going to go to the lighthouse.
I won't.
Hey.
Listen, I'm going to get out of here, but like I said,
Hang on. I even have it written on this that I won't go without fucking letting someone know.
just
Yeah, because it's on the 9th page. But I'm not gonna go. I mean,
What am
as
I
you
loo-
said,
what am I
there's other
looking at?
ways. The 9th page.
yeah. Hold on. I think I found it. Okay. I'm glad you got that on there.
Gonna go.
Just be careful. Whatever it is.
Yeah. It'll be fine. Everything works out.
Don't stab holes in boats. Yeah. They will keep you afloat, bro.
Alright,
Fucking hell.
when Air 1 or Air 2 gets here, sorry, I'll probably move forward a little bit. I can't see anyone from where I am right now, Hope, okay?
That was a cool scene.